Hi there, Libra. Thank you so very much for your patience with this reading. It is your August reading. Of course, energy is fluid, so it may permeate a little before the first of the month, a little after the 15th, after which point we'll have a mid-month reading. All right, Libra, let's get right into it. I was meditating on your energy before I turned on the camera, and I was hearing mystical, magical purpose. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. I'm compelled to split the deck in an interesting fashion. But as I was meditating on your energy, this one card popped out upside down, and I'm going to save it until we get the Celtic cross out. All right, so let's just shuffle this one. We'll subdeck. Okay. The Three of Swords in reverse. Gemini pulled this card. Gemini also pulled the Six of Wands in reverse, okay? Gemini also pulled the Father of Wands in reverse and the Ten of Cups upright. So if you know a Gemini, if you have a Gemini rising, ascendant, or moon sign, then you may want to check that video out, okay? The Father of Wands. The Father of Wands sits right next to the Ten of Cups in your spread, and it too did in Gemini's reading. So we will heed this. But I want to get the Celtic cross out for you guys. We haven't done that in quite some time, so let us get right into it. Oh my very goodness. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Libra, you pulled the Seven of Cups in reverse in the exact same position as Gemini in the deep past. Gemini pulled the Seven of Cups in reverse, deep past. You pulled the Eight of Cups in reverse in the exact same position as Gemini as well, okay, in reverse in the recent past. There is major overlap with Gemini. And aside from that, you're pulling a lot of cards that they pulled as well. The Son of Cups in reverse, Gemini pulled the Son of Cups. The Magician, Gemini pulled the Magician in reverse, side by side. They didn't pull it in this position. They pulled it in the near future. Okay, so we'll heed that. But they are together here, and it's in your current state. Gemini pulled the Emperor right up and out in the very beginning of the reading, alongside the Empress. Okay, so Gemini pulled the Emperor and the Empress together, and it was sort of crowning, right? The reading with the Three of Swords, which you also pulled, and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, you have your cards laid out a little differently here, different positions. The Three of Cups in reverse being your final outcome. Okay, now Gemini also, okay, Libra, Gemini. Libra, Gemini, Libra, Gemini. There is major crossover, right? It's like almost the blurring of lines. There's a feeling of, I'm hearing community. There's a feeling of connectedness. It's almost as if, right, where does one begin and where does one end between you and I? How are we one and the same? And how are we differentiated, right? The part from the whole, the microcosm from the macrocosm. Now, I'm hearing a blurring of lines. Now, whether this is, right, you within yourself, and you, or you and another, okay, take it as you will, right? General reading. But there is a focus, nonetheless, on the differentiation of self and yet the collectiveness of your individuality. How you are a part of the greater, I'm hearing the wave. I'm hearing the macrocosm. There's something about a concentration on the fundamental connectedness that you are your own being, okay, but also that there's another side to the story. There's another side to your story. As individual as you may be, you are nevertheless still connected. There's like this interwoven fabric of being one with all and it all. I'm hearing it all. So now, Four of Wands in reverse in your environment position. Gemini pulled the very same card, not in that position in particular, but again, right? Not surprising to see this overlap. Gemini pulled the Ace of Pentacles as well. You pulled the Ace of Pentacles. And Sagittarius, Temperance, was coming through so very strongly in the reading, right? I kept saying Sagittarius, and Gemini's reading. And you pulled Temperance, which is Sagittarius' card in the Major Arcana. So, major focus. You pulled the Sun. Gemini did not pull the Sun, but Gemini pulled the Strength card right beneath their theme card of the Three of Wands in reverse. So, right, there is this strong fire. There is this desire. Okay, I'm hearing desire to see it through. Desire to see it through. Let us flip this card over. Aha, okay, the Tower. Now, Gemini, Libra, Gemini. There is this magnetism, okay, between these two energies and these two forces. I'm feeling that they can be considered, seen, felt to be polar. But it's almost as if the more polar, the more unshakable, unbreakable that bond is. I'm hearing what brings you here takes you there. And what takes you there brings you here. I'm hearing the collective. I'm hearing the embodiment of purpose, okay? But there is this recognition, okay, Libra, that I'm hearing the shadow, okay, the shadow. There is a recognition that, okay, let me say it like this. I was meditating on your energy, right, and I was drawn to this black kyanite stone, okay, which speaks of clearing of negative energy, okay. It's somewhat, right, of an energy that seeks to uproot, that seeks to transmute. It's cleansing, it's purifying. You have the Tower, right, which speaks of exactly that, of the construct that once, I'm hearing, masked us, that once shed light on what we are not, now becomes the force by which we are propelled to begin again in this new direction. But we must absolutely clear house, however you take it, Libra. We must make peace with the forces. May the force be with you. I'm hearing that. Make peace with whatever this channel is, with whatever this force is that you feel compelled by, that you feel perhaps guides you. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Okay, a select number of you. There is a force, and you feel that. Oh, I'm hearing for a number of you, spirit guides. For a number of you, take it as you will. Always heed your very personal intuition, right? General reading, and anyways, always heed your personal intuition, but there is a focus on what brings you here. From there, from out there, and I'm zeroing in on this tektite crystal, which speaks of sort of outer space, quote unquote, outer bounds, outer limits, outer bonds, connections, embodiments, forces, beings, extraterrestrial, or however you feel it and see it and believe it to be. You feel that it's there. You feel something deeply is guiding you, has guided you. And that doesn't change. It doesn't change. What changes is the way that you allow it to stream through your life. This energy, this light. And so you are recognizing once and for all, Libra, where I may have sacrificed my mission. I'm hearing sacrifice my mission. My calling, my purpose, what's real to me, where have I stood between the lines, understanding, feeling, knowing what's real to me, but not speaking out about it to myself first and foremost, reading the lines. I feel myself between them. My inner monologue, my soliloquy, but where do I stand for my lines, my truth? I realized that I was standing here all along on the stage. I'm always standing on the stage, every moment. And whether or not I think, I rationalize, I feel that I have some sort of audience, right, listening in on my revelation of my values, of my purpose, of being here. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I'm hearing may the force be with you. I recognize that my value is to be shed, is to be embodied, is to be valued. As changing and as dynamic as it may be, it is always there. I always uphold a value, a purpose for society. I'm hearing, and for the greater forces. I'm hearing commending and I'm hearing commandments. So Libra, there is a focus. I'm hearing tectonic shift. There is a focus on the circumstance that shifts, but it brings you back to the constant that you are, that you hold, of what it is, why it is that you're here right now in this world. I'm hearing stand tall, stand still. There's something, Libra, that perhaps has confounded you. But not in the way, not in the sense of I am confused, literally, I don't know, no, right? Like you feel it, you get it, you know it, you've known it. What's yours? It's not a matter of the bobbing in and out of that recollection of who you know yourself to be, to have been, and to become. It's how much weight you give to that knowing. And the equalness of measure that your mind abides by to play fair with the rest of you, with all embers of your being, your chamber of light, where your mind, your body, and your soul are all singing as one. acknowledging that dance that you choreographed long, long, long ago. I keep hearing revelation of purpose, revelation of purpose, revelation of dream. What is the script? What is the script? You know it. And you remember it. It's a matter of accepting it. What do you want from this realm and higher realm? It's like this, Libra. It's like I have traveled far, far, far from where I am now. I come from places, I'm hearing galaxies that have no meaning here. And yet, I have brought myself and bits of those worlds here to bring greater meaning forth where I stand. Why have I done that? What is my purpose? What is my value? Not just right as a rational, logical being, but as a soul. Why have I traveled all the way over here to sing and dance and play my songs? My existence. What form is this that it takes on? And you're really getting very, very, very clear on the reality of this illusion that there is an impermanence to your value here. That in every moment you hold a space, you hold light, you hold frequency, not just here, not just right on earth, not just with those you're interacting with physically, audibly, visually. You are having a momentous effect in so many realities, in so many dimensions, that I'm hearing take no one but you. You are the creator of your realities, Libra. And there's so much beyond the surface. There's so much more to what you're doing than that which you accept as a human. As a human, right, I perceive this experience. I feel that I've had this effect. But there is an echo of energetics that I'm hearing stimulate and also characterize the grounds, the boundaries for whatever this changes that you bring into this dimension. Much of your impact is felt on levels that no one may feel or know to be you. You travel through your experiences not to get to them, but to live through them. You are ever expanding and traveling through and taking on forms that have no feeling. But bring you to a place that fulfills the knowingness that you exist in all of those places at all those times. You bring yourself there. I'm hearing, Libra, you bring yourself there. This is so very deep. So very deep. I'm hearing there's a contemplation of purpose, okay, of manifestation, okay, right? And of course, it's a general reading. It may vary in terms of how it resonates with you in particular. But I'm hearing standard procedure and practice. Whatever this is, okay, this does not, it's not like what is my source of income, right, going to be? How am I going to make, right, my livelihood come to life? It's like you are contemplating, okay, on what is your unique, individual, divine calling, spark. Whatever that may mean in the physical, tangible world in this moment, you're giving precedence to my mission. And I'm hearing again, my value. And I'm hearing the values that I bring to the workplace, the values that I uphold and I stand for, being the glue that connects me to what I do. There's a righteousness to this. There's a righteousness, and you are ruled by, right, Libra. You're ruled by Venus, and your card is Justice, right, in the major arcana. So there is this sense of conviction, of personal conviction, of understanding what and who you are and what you bring to the table individually. Okay, now, there is a readiness for whatever this experience is of this new beginning. There's almost like an impatience, right, with which you regard whatever this I'm hearing nuance, right? It's like whatever this I am hearing tectonic plate shift, whatever this literal shift, transformation, move. It could be the physical parameters that consecrate, that make official, that confirm this change for you. You're feeling like, can we just get on with it? I'm hearing, can I be one with it? There's a readiness for it. I'm ready. Can it move to my speed? There's this momentum, Libra, that you have with you as you move into whatever this uprooting, this transformation, I'm hearing this recollection of purpose is. Whatever the process is of taking it on, of shifting your world. I'm hearing diameter, your reach, communities that you feel compelled to reach out to connect with, may require you to, right, redefine how you see yourself in others in this particular moment, right? Like, you may feel like, I am just feeling like I can't do the same thing every day that I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, 2 years, right? 20 years. The people that I have associated with at this point in time, right? It's not necessarily a matter of, right, I don't at all feel associated with them, connected to them. It's more like I've got a greater calling and I've got to pick up, right? I've got someone on the line that I feel, I know, I'm hearing is impenetrable. I'm hearing software and I'm hearing glue. So however you take that, Libra, okay. But there is this, it's like you let's say, right, I'm imagining you're like on the phone with someone, right? It's sort of like a chit chat feeling. Okay. And then you get this some sort of identification that you have another call, but before you even see who it is, you know who it is. And you just know that you need to pick it up. It's like that kind of feeling. It's that feeling of just, it's like, I'm imagining, right, some movie scene, right? You're sitting at a table in the cafeteria, okay, with a group of your friends. And right, 1 minute you're just, passing the time, so to speak. You're putting your condiments on whatever it is that you may be eating, and everyone is wrapped up in this conversation. Something that is like light. There's sort of a trivial, almost trivial, not trivial, but just in comparison, right, to what comes, this feeling of banter, okay, that you're partaking in. And it's almost as if something just compels you all of a sudden to just stand up from that table. And you may not know where you're going from there. All you know is, I need to stand up. And everyone may be looking like, what's going on, right? Are you feeling all right? And the feeling is that you're getting, that I'm feeling, you're feeling, Libra, is I'm feeling myself. And because I'm feeling myself, I need to listen to wherever this feeling takes me. Even if it takes me, right, apart from you guys for a period of time. I need to do what's right for me. I need this time. I need this space. I need the contemplation. I need to clear house. I'm hearing rebuttal, banter, and others may not immediately get it. They may not get it. They may feel like, well, what's going on with Libra, right? 1 minute, right, we're all hanging out, and the next minute, right, up and out. There's this feeling of compulsion, and compression. I'm hearing compression to decompress, to decompress, moving yet again, right? Macrocosm, microcosm. And Gemini got a very similar feeling with the rubber band. I was imagining this rubber band that was expanding, right? And then contracting. And it's right, it's the same sort of reality, just shifted in the way that it is, in a way, experienced. So there's this, I feel that whatever this change is, right? It's not like you lashing out at the people at the table, goodbye, like I'm never going to see you again, right? It's not at all. There's this feeling of just standing up. I need to go. Right? Everyone, before you can even answer, right, their question in your own mind of where you're going, you're gone. You're gone. You've already gone there. I'm hearing a million times before. The only difference is that you're now acting on it. You know where you're going. You know where it's taking you. I'm hearing purpose. Understand your purpose. Connect yourself with those around you who understand you. Who hear you out, even when you have nothing to say. Those who get you. No matter how far they may be from you. Connect to that home space. Whatever that means for you. That which is always there. That which you just are the home and the house to. And I'm hearing again strongly, purpose, drive, driving force, the passion that compels you to take that deep dive into your being, to live with a sense of purpose. That which you know was saved for you. I'm hearing shine light on your shadow space. I'm hearing shy away. I'm hearing live with conviction. I'm hearing dreams. I'm hearing rebuttal. There's something about an oscillation, okay, between knowing our purpose and talking ourselves through it. Feeling the dream, embodying the dream, and cultivating the practice of it. How does your intellectual, rational mind, I'm hearing, form barriers, boundaries to your imagination? How can you capacitate your dreams without perceiving of them, whereby you're just acting on them? You're just channeling them, right? And as the channel of a body of water, right? The river doesn't think of how to lend itself to the forces. It doesn't decide, right? I'm going to channel it into this ocean, this body of water, through this, right, into this creek. I'm not going to control or try to control the process. I serve my purpose. I am the channel, and I flow with what flows through me. I am a part of the whole process, the whole landscape of my personal development, and I change with the process of that creativity, right? The riverbed, shaping over time to the forces that it houses. This is a sharing of space, a sharing of space. Taken by the tide, taken by the tide. There are so many emotions. Okay, there's so much energy flowing. There's so much to be said, to be felt, to be acknowledged, right? And I'm hearing open the dam, and I'm seeing this dam, right? Just this gate, this concrete wall being lifted, and this water flooding through this dry riverbed. I'm hearing, I flow and I am the flow. And no matter the strength of that tide, I take on my divine purpose, my calling, to call upon myself to accept whatever it is that I want to confront, And how interesting at that very moment, the call, right? You hear that sort of almost that balloon sound, that very high. And it's coming from my water bottle. And it happens very periodically, okay? Because of the way that the suction of the cap operates, it something to do with the air and the pressure, right? So there's like this sip of air that just from the pressure is heard. From the channeling, there's so much waiting to get out, Libra. There's so much energy. I'm hearing. May the force be with you, guiding you. You are being compelled. I'm hearing for a number of you, protected, guided, supported through this. Of course, right? Always heed your personal intuition. It is a general reading, but right, I'm feeling for a number of you that you're like, I want to do this. Should I really do this? Is this what I'm going to do? Right? And to the logical, rational mind, which may be very strong for Libra, right? Air energy, air sign. There may be a lot of thinking that accompanies whatever this feeling is. But I'm hearing you are the source for channeling. And there is an introspective quality to this. There is a reflection on, I'm hearing past hurts, past, and how you take it, right? Hurts, past experiences, methods of understanding. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Why you've experienced what you've experienced. And it's the collection, it's the fabrication of all of these experiences that comes to tell your story. And that forms the foundation, the standing for these experiences, as difficult as they may have been, and as fueling as they may be and have been, of this chapter that you see it's time to write. I'm hearing premonition. You have felt this. You have known this growing over time. This almost foreshadowing. I know that one day I'm going to, right? I feel this is my calling. I felt it all leading up to this point. Now I stand for it. I stand for who I am. I stand for what principles, right, make me and have made me who I am, standing here. And even if yet again, right, my audience seems bare, my voice remains strong, so that I'm speaking not only for those that I can see, but for every dimension that receives and reflects my call. There is an interdimensionality to this. I'm feeling for a number of you strongly, right? For all, but there's a recognition of the interdimensionality to it that you're coming to, that you are honoring, and it requires of you to reflect on where you've been, to reflect on, right, to come to terms with, to clear house in a way that is channeled, in a way that is creative. And it's that creative dictation that you are now spending the time, right? It's like reviewing the stories, leafing through the albums, right? Gathering your content, your thoughts, worldviews. I'm hearing worldviews, and it may be emotional. May be emotional, yes, but that is the process for some of you that makes all of this feel so real, makes it so real to you, reminds you of why you're doing it, because it reminds you who you are. It brings you back to who you are. And there is this beckoning to remember, to recognize that it's a process. Process. It takes time, coming to terms with who you are, where you've been, where you are standing at the threshold between these two worlds, and what you want to make of this next chapter. What it is that compels you to enter it, right? The Magician in reverse in your advice. It's like the magician is honing in on its craft. It's like backstage, right? Pulling out all of its trinkets. Its bunny, its black hat, right? Opening the drawers, finding everything, right, that it knew it always had in there, stowed and stashed. But pulling the covers off, right? And opening the windows and practicing that song, that craft, that show, that act that you have prepared for decades. I'm hearing for decades. For lifetimes. For a number of you, I'm hearing that. Where I've been brings me and has brought me where I am now. There is a fluidity, okay, of your being that you are acknowledging through time, through space. And you're like, now is the time to do something with this. And I'm taking the time. I'm taking some more time, right? To make the most of it. To make it so real and so authentic to me and who I am. And what I'm here to bring forward. And there's a reshaping of ideals through that process. There's a need to set down our swords, so to speak, our preconceived notions of how we are to create, I'm hearing, gain access to these parts of ourselves. We go where the intellectual mind cannot, by way of making peace with it. How do I make peace with all of me so that all of me can move into this new beginning? How can I gain access? I'm hearing gain access. For my rational mind, my perception of my dream, to become one with it. How do my thoughts help? How do they speak to my vision? In the echo chamber, right, of my creativity, my being. My sound, my vibration, my song, how does this all reflect dynamically who I really am? And I'm ready to live with purpose, with this purpose. And that means everyone's got to play fair. Everyone's got to play nicely, right? All of your being, or if you feel that it's referring to you and others, and it may be, right? Collective group of individuals who may bring different assets to the table, right? One may be very intellectual. One may be more feeling, right? Dreamy. So take it as you will, right? General reading. But there's this dance, and there's this harmonization of polarity that brings the cycle to begin and to end. Just the moment, right? Just the moment that you accept its end and you accept its beginning. Making peace with the past, not in a way of like goodbye, but in the way of this was my past. And in a way it lives on because it charges my future. It is my present. And my present hearing can never be shadowed. So time and space, right, are somewhat of an illusion, and you're coming to it, Libra. You're accepting, right? You're accepting the crossover, and you're taking from it, right? You want to create with it. It's beautiful, and you have here the Empress, okay, right next to the Six of Swords, and this is in your hopes and your fears, right? And again, that could be one and the same. What we hope for, we kind of fear, and vice versa. There is a desire to make absolute peace. I'm feeling for a large number of you with yourself, with the two halves of your being, these polar sort of forces, right, coming together as one, or be it you and another, right? You and another. There is this merging. Now, but at a very deep core level. I'm also hearing divine feminine, divine masculine for a number of you. But there is this testing of the capacity to see beyond the mind's eye, see beyond definitely the intellectual mind, but even see beyond the mind's eye, see beyond the vision, to the point where you feel your way through your vision. You act on it before you see it, before you even have the time and the space and the resources to create it, whereby you're not thinking through anything. You're not strategizing your impulses, that drive. It's like channeling, it's like trance, it's like meditation. And it's about coming to that space of solitude, of quietness, to focus on that. But opening yourself, opening your channel to it, to feel, right? Just to feel. And there is a strong influx of energy, strong, right? Opening the dam, feeling a lot, being that channel and that reserve. I'm hearing you are the channel and you are the reserve. So it's like you are the water and you are the riverbed. Being one with yourself. There's a desire to, and there is again a readiness, okay, to take whatever it is that you find in this space. I'm hearing inner monologue of, it could be meditative, absolutely, right? That sort of just channeling, right? Just feeling what it is that we feel. To be true, to be our own in that moment without understanding why it is. And implementing that in some kind of way in the third dimension. I'm hearing takeaway. There's a takeaway. There is a conclusion, so to speak, to whatever this force is that you recognize to be your own. You get it. You're like, I get that I have this power. I want to channel it. And I am to bring it into the third dimension. What is this force? Understanding it. What is this force? Why do I feel compelled? I want this new beginning. And it starts with where I accept that it has already ended and begun. And so Libra, there is this feeling of clearing, absolutely, right? This clearing, this coming to terms with what has been, what compels us to move on, and why, right? Why we want what we want? Why is it that we feel what we feel? and making this greater meaning, bringing this greater meaning to all of us, right? As the microcosm and the macrocosm of our existence. I hope that this reading was helpful for you, Libra. Please feel free to check out your rising, ascendant, or moon sign as well, as oftentimes those may provide you with further insights into your situation. For example, I know I resonate a lot with my moon sign, even more than my sun sometimes. It depends, so it doesn't hurt to check it out. But if you don't know your signs, you can click the link below in the description box that I provide and just input your birth details, birthplace, time, etc., and it will compute your signs for you. Okay, but do heed that you need your almost exact birth time to calculate most likely your ascendant rising, perhaps not your moon. If you don't have your exact time, you may still be able to configure your moon sign. All right, but nonetheless, thank you so very much for all of your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, Libra. I'm so very touched by all of you, and so thank you for connecting, and I hope that you have a beautiful August. It seems that you're at a very momentous chapter, and take the time, right, to tune in and travel within. I'm hearing for you, and that may be by meditation, that may be by connecting in nature, right? Wherever you're taken, when you are just taken by the moment, right, of being. I hope again that this was helpful for you. Bye, Libra.